Hello everyone, it's been a long time and I should probably put something up to explain that on its own, but right now my focus here is something I never thought I would say. Let's shit on The Binding of Isaac. For those of you who are unaware, The Binding of Isaac Wrath of the Lamb has had an update being worked on recently by Florian himself, the programmer of the Flash version of Isaac, which he dubs the Eternal Edition. Essentially what this does is adds a hard mode. I know you couldn't fully see my air quotes there because my camera is very tiny, but that aside, I can't describe to you how shitty this hard mode is. You're gonna have to see it for yourself to actually understand how bad this is. But the main thing that it adds is a new class of enemies known as Eternal Enemies. They're a champion spawn that can spawn anywhere where an enemy can spawn. It can spawn an Eternal version instead. They only appear when you're playing on hard mode, so if you do still like the original Flash Isaac, you can avoid the mess that is this update. That being said, if you're going to play the hard mode, which there are 15 new achievements tied to, you have to deal with this shit, which is unbalanced, terribly designed, and pretty much comes down to the philosophy of let's make enemies fire so much you can't focus on attacking them, while also giving them crazy amounts of health so you have to attack them a whole lot in order for them to die. In some cases this includes regenning health, which happened to me on Cellar 2 with Gertie Jr., where I was, while tanking every shot and standing still, able to get it down to about maybe like 14/15ths of its health before I died from being spammed by the bullets from its spawns, which by the way are also Eternal Enemies. But if I was actually trying to dodge and move around, because of the regenning health that it has for no apparent fucking reason, I was just screwed. I couldn't do enough damage to kill it with Isaac's base stats. It was literally impossible for me to kill. And that's not that weird of a thing for this update. So, without further ado, let's jump in here. We're going to play as Isaac, so I can show you off one of my other least favorite changes of why the fuck would you do this. But for now, we're going to jump in here. Welcome back to Flash Isaac. It has been a long time since most of us have seen this game. It still runs like trash. Florian did say that he was trying to work on handling the frame rate. It apparently did not work, because especially with all the bullets and all the spawns of the new Eternal Enemies, which you can see one of right there with its super fast hopping and firing 4 bullets every time it hopped. But, especially with all the bullets from them, the frame rate tends to stutter even more now than it did before. Which is, you know, wonderful considering how well this game ran in the past. Cough cough. Also, I don't know if it's just me or what the reason is, but for some reason my shift key is not working to place bombs. So I have to actually press my E key to make bombs drop, which is not all that helpful. Sacrificial Dagger, not all that good in vanilla Isaac, so we're gonna reroll. Oh, it didn't screw us over this time. Oh, you'll see what happens soon there. I'm sorry, I forgot to quit Skype. I'm gonna do that real quick. Obviously we don't have much choice other than to take this magnet. But that should at least help the frame rate a bit. But let's head in here to our first boss room. We get Steven, Eternal Steven, who has 2 little Stevens. I have not actually seen this version of this boss before. Oh look! Regenning health! Regenning health, because enemies needed regenning health when they have an extra high amount of HP. Because that's the way you balance things. You give stuff more HP, and then you make it not stay gone once you take it. Oh, it appears you can also crush rocks. That's wonderful. At least the regen on this version of, on this Eternal Enemy in particular, happens to be relatively slow. Unlike the Gertie Jr. I fought, where it was literally just visibly going up constantly. It is still doing the same thing here in terms of going up constantly, but it's slow enough where it's not all that noticeable unless you let it go for a while. Which is, I guess, more tolerable than the other option. Now that we have both the small ones back, it seems like only the big guy regen health, so that's a minor plus to the whole matter, because he was only a small part of the health bar. Now if you notice, we have Small Rock, which is a decent damage upgrade, and yet, look at how little damage each of our shots are doing. Because, you know, the best way to make Isaac harder was definitely to add a lot more health to all the enemies. Because that's where the most fun is when you're fighting enemies for ages at a time. Because they just have so much health that there's not much other option. We'll take Steven since we don't have another option, and we'll take that Eternal Heart, which, you know, every Eternal boss that you fight drops an Eternal Heart. Which may seem overpowered until you start to see how much bullshit happens later with the later Eternal enemies, and then you'll realize that you just really need a whole lot of health to be able to make this, to have any chance of winning in this mode. That guy didn't seem so bad Eternal-wise, and we are lagging enough and doing enough DPS between Little Steven and my rock that he wasn't able to very much move. But those guys are usually a pain. They fall off you very quickly, and they shoot bullets at you very quickly the whole time. The extra bullets from Little Steven, I think, were the difference maker there in terms of having enough shots per second to keep him held at bay. But that being said, you know, that wasn't so bad, right? That wasn't so bad. At least it was an enemy that wasn't terrible. We got that key because we got the magnet. And let's see what's in our item room. Crack the Sky! Oh man, what a great item, right? We're gonna pick that up, we're gonna put it down, we're gonna reroll it. Bucket of Lard, I'm sorry, but the speed down is just too much of a pain to be taking in this version. Oh, the slowdown did not help my dodging skills there, but to be fair, that was also a pain to dodge to begin with. Oh look, that bomb turned into a troll bomb when I went to go pick it up. Dear Lord, Flash Isaac was laggy, and it has not changed at all. You know, I never noticed just how bad the lag was in Flash Isaac until I played Rebirth, which runs at a silky smooth 60 frames per second all the time, and now it's like, oh my god, what the hell is that? Why would there be so many fucking bullets? Why? Why is this necessary? I mean, it didn't take that long to kill, but was that necessary to have that many bullets? We're gonna blow up. Oh, screw it. Let's get one of the golden chests. Oh, this one was behind these rocks. That one was behind those ones. We'll do this. Oh, great. I can't move. And that gave us another bomb we can use there. Admittedly, that was an Isaacism, not a hard modism, which, you know, those kind of things you get accustomed to after a while. Larry Jr., not the Eternal version. I should add that Florian has been posting videos of himself and a few of his friends who have helped him playtest this game. If you want to call playtesting that results in no balance and absurd difficulty that isn't fun difficulty but unfair difficulty. If you want to call that playtesting. But that being said, there have been videos going up for a while now which have shown off a bit of this content. So some of the stuff I haven't actually fought, I have seen. And similarly, some of the stuff that I have seen, and some of the stuff that I've fought, I hadn't seen beforehand. We'll take Blue Baby Soul. I should have rerolled. Yeah, I forgot to reroll Bucket of Lard. My bad. There is a reason for that, there is a reason why the D6 seems unimportant to me, that you will see very shortly. Oh my dear lord, the frame rate of Flash Isaac is so bad. It is so bad. The Eternal enemies just bog down the frame rate every time. Not every time, but the ones that fire a lot of bullets do. Or if you get into a room with a lot of bullets like this, which is really just a Flash Isaac problem. It's not really a problem of this update. But if we're going to be shitting on the fact that I'm not having fun while playing this update, we might as well shit on the fact that, you know, there are other causes at work that were a little bit more forgivable when Rebirth wasn't out yet, showing how it should have been done. Regardless, let's see if we can get another Eternal boss who is a little bit more of the dickishness that I have come to expect from these bosses. Eternal Chub, it appears. Yeah, he's definitely spawning Eternal enemies, which is always wonderful. If you're gonna have super tanky bosses, why not make them spawn super tanky enemies as well? Because that makes sense to make it even more of a tank fest instead of, you know, having them spawn the less tanky enemies since they are more tanky themselves. And dear lord, the slowdown is strong right now, and Chubb is just trapped in the corner, it appears. Spawning an endless amount of these things while not moving. Wait, what? Why is there a spider nub here, and why is it not getting smaller when I shoot it? Okay then. Oh yeah, just keep spawning more so I can't actually hit you until you keep bogging down the frame rate with how many enemies you're putting on screen. Great, this is awesome. This is the best fight I've had all day. And who knows what Chubb is actually supposed to do, because I'm pretty sure it's not sit in the corner and just spawn so much that you don't have a chance to attack him. But that's kind of what he's doing here for us right now. All the frames are gone. All the frames are gone. My recording is recording fine, but the frames in the game are gone. They just quit and left. Now that Chubb's gone, it's gotten better. Oh look, we gotta deal with the devil. Ouija board and demon baby. Those are terrible, so let's reroll. The reroll actually worked. I honestly only did that to get guppy mode, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm hoping to God that I can pull off a guppy transformation eventually. The mark is a nice damage upgrade. I am almost terrified of what this big white guy is going to do. Apparently he just blows up half the room when he dies. That's actually not that bad. All things considered, that's not that bad. Apologies, I haven't done this in a while and my throat was getting very scratchy. Dear Lord, the lag. I also use Guppy's File to increase the chance we can get another deal because, well, obviously that's quite helpful. I forget what was in the boss room, but we'll probably end up taking it and rerolling Monstrous Tooth, since that's something that we actually can't just take with us even if it's terrible. Okay, an Eternal Hive, I think is the proper name of these guys. He's just spawning some extra stuff, and... well, that wasn't so bad, but he also couldn't move, so who knows what he would have done if he could. Poison Touch we could take, the virus. Let's go reroll Monstrous Tooth first, see what we get. Brother Bobby, who is a special item in Vanilla, if I recall correctly. An item that I don't want to take merely for the fact that it'll make other items that are already harder to come by even harder to come by. Oh look, you can spawn eternal enemies in here too, that's wonderful. I didn't actually know if that was a thing. On the bright side, at least it gave me a drop. Of course, this time thus far, we haven't seen one of my least favorite changes, which is one of the most notable changes as well. Which is a change to how the D6 functions, but hopefully we will see that. Well, actually, hopefully we won't. It's a terrible change that I hope never to actually run into in a game ever again, but... I know that's asking too much. Now we should have 3 or 4 mobs, and none of them are eternal. Okay, that was only one during that room. That's good. It's fine. I mean, like, here's the thing about this update that makes it quite as bad as I am commenting on. Essentially, there are two types of rooms. Rooms that have the new content, which you want nothing to do with, and rooms that don't have the new content, which you could just be playing the old version of the game. So if you're going to be playing the if you're going to be playing Flash Isaac, why would you ever choose to play hard mode when the most fun part of the game is the stuff that hasn't changed from the past? But by that, unfortunately, not enough rooms for a reroll, so we are stuck taking Brother Bobby or nothing. And honestly, I'm more leaning toward taking nothing. Yeah. Now you might think, well, this is mostly just bad RNG, and you're not wrong. You know, right now I am having bad luck with the RNG. I won't deny that. But Florian also said during his videos leading up to the release of this that he was making it where the top tier items were less likely to spawn. Which means that, you know, your Mom's Knife, your Brimstone, your Polyphemus, these are all less likely to drop. And so the rerolls, you know, on top of the usual special item bullshit that was really messed up in vanilla, even worse than it was in Rebirth in my opinion, because pretty much everything was a special item. Oh great, that thing evolved into a double shooting fly, which probably shoots more than double if I had to guess, since it is eternal. Yeah, 3 sets of 3 shots. So we'll get a couple hits, walk away. Okay. But yeah, like, I find myself on rooms like this where there are no eternal enemies. If not for the shitty Flash frame rate, if not for the, you know, fact that Rebirth has improved on pretty much everything about this game, I would still be having fun with this. In fact, I am having fun on normal rooms. But when you start getting into the eternal enemies that even with my current decent DPS are taking quite some time to kill, or quite some amount of shots to kill, I guess I should say, it bores me. I don't have the mental wherewithal to want to sit here and attack a ton of enemies over and over again who have way more health than there's any reason for them to have, just because it's harder if it's harder to kill things and they do more attacks and hence have a higher chance to kill you. Take out the hosts. That was very close. You have a couple of champion Globins, but none of them are eternal, which is a good thing. The eternal Globins, by the way, you have to knock down several times in order or have very high damage tiers. I'm not sure if it's even possible to kill them earlier, but you have to knock them down several times before they are weak enough where you can actually kill them while they're in the ooze state. Before that, they just kind of keep respawning, and every time they go down to the ooze state, they shoot out tears in a circle around them, like Tammy's head, and that's a pain to dodge. Oh, the Eternal Fallen! This'll be good! Oh yeah, just keep constantly firing. That's good. At least you don't have regenning health. Now see, this is actually a pattern that I don't mind, because it is the old pattern, just made into a little bit more complication. Granted, it is harder. Seriously, there are 3 of them. You know that thing I said about this one being fine? I take it all back. Because now there are just so many bullets on the screen that it's like a game of how long can you run around in circles until you have a chance to attack. And with there being a 3rd one in the mix, it also becomes hard to dodge their lasers. What the fuck were they thinking when they made this? Or what the fuck was he thinking when he made this, I guess I should say, since it was Florian working on his own. I can't throw multiple people under the bus when it was only one person working on this. Like, this is not really fun to me. Having a bunch of enemies that are all shooting a ton of bullets that you have to duck out of the way of. If I wanted a game like that, I would be playing Toho or another bullet hell, not The Binding of Isaac. Brother Bobby. Use that for a spirit heart. We'll come back to reroll that, I guess. Like, you know, and this is a recurring theme that I see in this. You know, like, The Fallen. The Fallen, as it were, right there, when it started, when it was one piece, that wasn't a bad fight. That was an okay fight. I had fun with that. You know, there were more bullets, but you could consistently dodge them while keeping DPS up on the boss. You know, it wasn't my ideal design of a way to make The Fallen harder, but it also wasn't, you know, just trying to screw you over. But then you make it split into 3 instead of 2. Even 2 firing that much would be a lot of time spent dodging. But when you put it at 3, now you've suddenly got this situation where you're running all around the room, unable to focus your attacks at many times, just because it makes so many enemies that you don't really have a choice. I will pick up the battery here, even though it is rather not as great as it once would have been with the D6. And again, we haven't seen why that is yet, but we will soon enough, I'm sure. There better be enough rooms on this floor for another reroll. Or I better get something great from the item room. Preferably getting something great from the item room so I can't get screwed over, but that's beside the point. Oh yeah, I forgot how the battery worked in vanilla, actually. Speed up? Fine, whatever. It's a thing. I just need to make sure this fight lasts long enough for me to get 1 charge on my D6 from the battery. Excellent. Now we can just kill Lust, who is not eternal, and therefore is, you know, standard Isaac strategy. We get a pill, which is luck up. Not really a great thing in vanilla, unless Florian has changed that in this update. And we will pay a visit to our curse room, because we could use all the help we could get. We end up breaking even, that's fine. Curse rooms were much better in vanilla Isaac, by the way. If you weren't around much for vanilla, or if you've forgotten, curse rooms in vanilla worked off of the item pool of whatever special room you would have gotten. So if you would have gotten a deal with the devil, you get a deal with the devil item in there. If you would have gotten a deal with the angel. Bloody Lust, not great in this game, but whatever. But yeah, if you would have gotten a deal with the angel, you would get a deal with the angel item. That's what I'm looking for. So, you know, they were much better in vanilla than they are in Rebirth. And they're very good in Rebirth. You know, enough curse rooms can pretty much make you guppy, which is a great thing. But that being said, oh great, Eternal Leaper. Yeah, Eternal Leapers aren't fun, mind you. Every jump they make, they fire shots, which of course helps to bog the game down nicely. And they are faster than normal leapers. They fire more shots when they land than normal leapers. In fact, we kind of got the ideal room layout for fighting this thing, so I can't be too salty about this right now, but do you see how many shots this has taken already? We've got the Mark and the Small Rock, which isn't much. We've also got a couple kills toward our Bloody Lust. And it's still taking a lot of fucking shots to kill that thing. Let's see now. We got some of these dudes. Oh god, I never want to see the eternal versions of neck guys. Neck guys are hell to begin with. I think these are the only enemies in Isaac that even through all my time in Rebirth, I still just walk into a room with them and go, oh, fuck you. But yeah, I'm sure, we haven't really seen as much of the stuff that I've been hating on as I would have liked to have been able to show off. Oh, look! This brain that can fire homing shots at me. Great. Oh, that was my fault right there. Let's be perfectly fair there. That was my fault for backing myself into a corner. But again, look at how many shots it took to kill that brain. Might as well go fight the boss now while we have some Spirit Heart backup. Regular Loki, this should be an easy fight. I'm still just waiting for the moment where we get to show off the new change to the D6, which, you know, was clearly a change for the better. You'll definitely see that was the case. I'm sure it'll happen on one of these rerolls. In my other runs I've done before recording this video, it has happened many times. HP up, sure. Gonna reroll them. And you saw the result of the D6 I was talking about. This item that was here is now gone. When you reroll, occasionally items will just disappear, because why not? Oh, I forgot that you couldn't fucking pick up items if you didn't have enough Spirit Hearts. Excuse me, I tried to put a bomb down back there. Not a tinted rock. Okay, well we can pray to all that is holy that we can find a way to get back into that devil room. Once we get a couple more Spirit Hearts, because Mom's Knife could give us a chance at least. Because as a side note, right now I'm guessing we stand about a 5% chance of getting to the end of the game if we don't pick up Mom's Knife. If only it would have been red hearts. That was one good thing about Vanilla and about Rebirth changes to devil rooms in general that I actually forgot about. In Vanilla, the items that could spawn with heart types that you didn't have. Unless you were a blue baby, you could get red heart deals when you only had Spirit Hearts, you could get Spirit Heart deals when you only had red hearts, and they were just impossible to take. Rebirth did away with that, which is a very good change, and one that I forgot was actually a thing that got changed until just now. But, just saying, I kind of like that, now that I'm looking back a bit. Still not enough money to bother going to the shop. I only have one key, so I'm not going to bother with that. We could play Mr. Beggar here, and we probably will eventually. Regular version of Fistula. The eternal version of Fistula is an annoying dick. This version shouldn't be too bad, because, you know, it's the actually decently well-designed version. But I'm also giving it some credit for the fact that I'm guessing it probably could have spawned an eternal enemy when I killed part of it, and that would have made it much worse. Now I've got the Eternal Guts here, who I should really stay on the other side of the room from, because as you saw there, he's just going to periodically shoot out balls of tears, which, you know, given the enemy type, not that big of a deal. It's very easy to dodge a Guts attacking like that. All you have to do is stay on the other side of the room and he's not going to hit you. But if there's other stuff in the room at the same time, you have a different story. We're going to prioritize our item room here. These nubs did not start with next to no health like they normally do, so that was a little bit harder than it used to be. The bean! Great! Wonderful item. I guess we're taking Ghost Baby, because Ghost Baby is a terrible item, but it's the only chance that we're probably going to get. I can't really risk another reroll because my item might disappear, and quite frankly, I am nowhere near strong enough to have a hope in all hell of getting to the endgame. Should go in that curse room, but I'm going to wait till after I clear the rest of the floor because I would like to have a chance to get soul hearts. So if I'm able to get back in the old devil room somehow, it is helpful. Yep. Let's just thread the needle there. Lag is real. Stay away! Jesus Christ, how much health do you have? Oh, thank the Lord there are no Eternal Knights. Eternal Knights are dicks. Like, out of all the just Eternal base enemies, Knights are one of my least favorite, just for the effects they have. Like, Knights are already the most annoying version. One of the most annoying enemies to fight. To give them the buff they got was just too much. Too much. Yeah. Get over here, chase me down so I can get behind you. And there we go. Now we should go to the curse room before we go looking for the secret room. Because the curse room might be attached to the secret room, that tells us where it is. It lets us spawn into the shop where we can use the 17 cents. If it's not attached to the curse room, then we will use our money on this here beggar. And that will give us the chance to get, you know, a little bit of... Oh, we have a key. What am I talking about? We have a key. I know I could get out of the door before it caused any ill effect, so why not? We'll go check the shop first. You know what? The shop is probably green. What am I thinking? Let's just blow this up and give our money to this guy. I don't think he'll screw me over. Could you give me something useful, buddy? Could you give me an item? $0.17 for 2 bombs and a key. Woo! Good trade. You dick. And he drops the matchstick. Of all the things he can drop when I blow him up, it's the matchstick. None of my money bag, no more bombs or keys. Nope, the matchstick. Since we can't get Mom's knife, I'm going to leave the D6 behind because it is, you know, a kind of... It's still a good item, but it pretty much says, I'm occasionally going to fuck you over and there's nothing you can do about it, and I'm not a big fan of that. I am not a big fan about RNG just saying, you're fucked, and that being that. So let's go down to the next floor, Mom's floor, and we'll see if we can make something happen here. Did I mention that on hard mode, Mom is guaranteed to be the Eternal variant, as is Mom's Heart, /It Lives, as well as Satan, Blue Baby, and Isaac. And of course, I highly doubt the Satan, Blue Baby, and Isaac fights were made any better than the already shitty fights they were to begin with. Because, as we all know, the least popular thing in Vanilla Isaac was the endgame boss fights, which were pretty much just randomly throwing tears until you DPS down the boss. Yeah, if you could, you know, die one of these times I shoot you, that would be nice. Instead of allowing me to get one shot at most and then teleporting away. And never fucking dying. Seriously, have I ever gotten more than one shot in the cycle on that guy? Before that ending shot there? I would also like to add that we're at 35 minutes right now on, you know, not a great build, not even a very good build, but a decent build. And part of that is, you know, we got screwed out of one of our deals with the devil. Part of it is that we have that, well, two of our deals with the devil, honestly, but that being said, the biggest part is that enemies are taking longer to kill than they really should, and that is not helping. Neck dudes! Once one of them hits me, I guess I should pop this to a parts card. Our health is low. There's no way we're going to make it past Mom on this run unless we get very lucky and the Eternal fight is much easier than every other Eternal fight in the game. Okay. And we have an Eternal Guts, so we're going to come over here and take care of these guys first. We'll save the Guts for later because he's not really going to be a problem to us over here. But he's also going to take forever to kill if we do it like that, so we're going to do it a little bit riskier. Get kind of right up in his drill a bit. Okay. Troll bombs. Your buddy had your chance, Mr. Beggar. Your buddy had his chance and he threw it away by being a jerk. Oh look, the same room and with another Eternal enemy. Great. Just what I was hoping for. On top of already putting an angel champion in here. Not really a champion, I guess, but the type of enemy that is kind of treated as a champion version of that enemy. Now the game of, I'm not going to get hit, but let's see how long it takes me to kill this thing. Which is always a ball. There we go. Oh, I've got an Eternal Leaper. This could be the end right here. Well, the lag is kind of, in some ways, helping more than it's hurting because I've got plenty of time to react. Thanks, lag. Thanks. I know I'm not using Book of Belial very effectively, but quite frankly, I don't really have a reason for it. I'm just not good with using Book of Belial every time it's possible, because most of the time I find it to be a bit of a waste. Ooh, let's head over this way. Let's see if anything can happen. There's a penny there, but who cares? Oh look, another one! Because we definitely need those eternal teleporting things that take forever to kill on every other room. That's fun, right? That's real fun. I'm having a blast. So even with that being the only enemy in the room and having done damage to it before, it still took about 10 seconds to get through. Oh, this room should be fun with an Eternal Guts. Oh yeah. That room was hard to avoid damage on even in vanilla, without this update. Oh god, I'm sorry for the sound of the lawnmower in the background. I can't help it, it's not from my house, it's from my neighbor's. Actually, that's not a lawnmower, that sounds more like a weed whacker, but regardless, I can hear it in my mic monitor, so, you know, I'm gonna guess that you guys can hear it too. And still no item room, nor boss room, okay. And yeah, I could still be using Book of Belial every third room, but again, I don't know how many combat rooms are going to be left before the boss at any given point, so it's kind of tough to judge. And oh, it's not just an Eternal Knight, it's an Eternal Isaac Face Knight. Oh my god, you know what? Get me out of here, please. Let me skip this room. With the Eternal Knights, if you shoot them in the face, they shoot the shots back at you, by the way. They reflect your shots. And as you saw there, if you hit them even once, and they leave a trail of creep behind them for a while, so you can't follow behind them. You have to kind of stand at the position you were in when you first shot and stay there. So I think that was a good use of a bomb to not have to deal with that room. So wipe out Larry. Bye, Larry. Here's our boss room, as well as a giant eternal red fly. Let me guess, you're gonna spawn into like a room-filling cloud of bullets. Obviously not using Book of Belial here because the boss room is right there. It's the next room I'm going to fight. I wouldn't have a chance to get charged again. Oh yeah, that was a pretty accurate guesstimate. If I had killed him in the center of the room, that would have been really annoying to deal with. Let's just go ahead and fight Eternal Mom here. Let's see if this works the same. Yep. That was stupid damage. Okay, it spawned a little mini Eternal Monstro. That makes sense. Oh, I'm getting cornered. Like, look at how many hits with Book of Belial active, the Mark, and the Small Rock. This one Eternal Monstro is taking the kill. Does that seem like good balance? No, that seems like it's just meant to annoy you. I should have used that earlier, to be honest. I forgot I had it. Oh, this isn't like Rebirth where you can walk into the leg. That one is my bad. Oh, and she spawned a, Seeing Cloven. That's great. On top of another Eternal Monstro, because we didn't have enough of those already. Oh, look, and another one! That makes 4 during this fight. I'm sorry my commentary is getting kind of sloppy here, but, you know, there's a chance to potentially beat this, and there's a lot going on the screen, so I'm kind of trying to focus a bit. Eternal Mom! Oh yes, and I mentioned as a compensation for the fact that you have to take the Polaroid, Instead of any of the numerous amount of changes that could have been made, it just made it so mom always drops mom's purse and gives you that. So, it's actually kind of a plus. It's just also kind of like there were other ways you could have done that that probably would have been better. Kill him, my minions! Kill him! Thank you. That was a bad decision to take that, by the way. It took me out of a half-heart interval. And that means I won't get any Polaroid activations prior to my eventual demise. Because yes, I still don't think that I am going to be able to come out victorious on this one. Get away from the Eternal Brain. Whew. All things considered, we're doing pretty well. With all this terrible, terrible stuff, we have survived to the womb without getting any more than 4 red hearts. And that does make me kind of happy, because I feel like I have overcome an extremely adverse situation in which the game was designed to be unfair. That being said, we also got lucky. We only had 1 item pedestal disappear from the D6 before we got rid of it. We haven't had that many Eternal bosses, all things considered. I think Mom was only our 2nd one, maybe 3rd one, which I guess is 1 per set of 2 floors, but even still. That's better than it was in the runs I did off-camera before this, so that's a plus, I guess. Oh look, Eternal Fistula. This is just what I want to deal with on a regular room. Look at that glorious health that he has, that even with my Book of Belial, I am taking forever to do damage to him. Actually, no, that went down extraordinarily quickly considering how high it was to begin with. But I am also getting bullet spam now from the enemies, as well as from the fistulas breaking apart, causing bullets, and just all around getting, you know, the screen loaded up with enemies and bullets. In a way, there's really no reason for it to be quite so loaded up with. On the bright side, it does apparently grant me an Eternal Heart, even though it is not an actual boss, just an enemy and a boss. I'm just a regular enemy in the room. But that being said, that's not really adequate compensation, mind you. If we get another Eternal Heart, I'll be happy about that, but until then, doesn't really do a whole lot for me. Oh, I was not paying attention. Now we pick up the Eternal Heart, because now if we get hit again, that will give us a Polaroid activation. We can use Poison Touch to deal some damage. But whatever happens, we're going to be dead soon. And probably to a normal room, quite honestly. Oh, there goes the Polaroid activation. Double Gemini. I should be able to do this without taking any damage. We will pop Book of Belial right now, just because I could use the extra damage to ensure that I survive. But that being said, I should be able to. That's a good shot. Regardless, there is more that I could say, and there are a lot more enemies that we didn't see here that I would like to point out stuff about. We may be back with this, but for now, I just wanted to stop in and do a little bit of a video. Obviously, you couldn't necessarily see it in all the stuff that we face, but I think you could tell the general design philosophy that went into most of the enemies, which is give them a lot of health, where even if you've got good DPS, they're going to take a long time to kill, make them fire a lot more bullets, make them have a lot more attacks, make them more likely to hit you just by sheer volume, and at the same time, make it so that the player is less likely to get strong. Make it so that items disappear when they reroll them, so that enemies, so that the powerful items aren't as likely to show up. They made this difficult. Florian made this difficult in all the wrong ways. He focused on something that is objectively very difficult to get through. I won't lie, it is a very hard game to get through. But it's not hard in a fair way. It's not hard in the way that Isaac was when you started, where you go through and you're having fun dying and learning the new stuff. It's not fun in the way Spelunky is, where you jump off a cliff and accidentally land on some spikes, and there goes that great run you had going. It's not like an I Want to Be the Guy or a fan game of I Want to Be the Guy, where you're spending 25 minutes on the screen trying to figure out one jump. But when you get it, you realize that it was a fair thing to expect from you. You just had to get good enough to do it. In this case, I feel like it's not something fair. It's not something that is asking something fair of the player. It's something that is asking the player to do something above and beyond, or to have the RNG bless them and give them that super overpowered run that allows them to get through the game. That being said, we're going to wrap up here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will have something up in the next day or two at most about the absence I've been on for a while. I'm probably going to be back to uploading videos daily again for a while at least. So that's a thing to look forward to if you're interested. But for now, this has been the first episode of Let's Shit on the Binding of Isaac. Again, words I never thought I would say, one of my favorite games of all time. Thank you guys for tuning in, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Later.